Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan has issued a land warning for Typhoon Saola. The typhoon is currently close to the northern Philippines and moving northwest toward the south of Taiwan. The Central Weather Bureau says it expects Saola's outer rim to make contact with southern Taiwan around noon on Wednesday, bringing heavy rain and strong winds to parts of the country. Meanwhile, Pamelo farmers in southeastern Taiwan are racing to bring in as much of their harvest as they can ahead of the approaching storm. Typhoon Saola is expected to severely disrupt the Pamelo harvest in Taitung when it brushes past Taiwan's southern tip. The citrus fruit is a symbol of luck and is a staple during Taiwan's Mid-Autumn Festival coming up next month. But pomelos can take up to 6 months to ripen. That's why some farmers are grabbing as many as they can even before they're fully ready for picking so they don't lose them to the storm.
如果是不是这个台风来搅局的话，我们可以慢了5天，是正是时候在白露前。但是这个时候来，说不紧张骗人啊。
Tech billionaire Terry Guo has officially thrown his hat in the ring to become Taiwan's next president. But his history of doing business in China and a large field of candidates could complicate his run. Jeremy Olivier has more.
Saluting the crowd. On Monday, Terry Guo, the founder and largest shareholder of electronics manufacturing giant Foxconn, announced he will run for president of Taiwan as an independent. The news ended months of speculation over whether Guo would make a bid. The billionaire businessman ran to be the opposition KMT candidate in 2020 and again this year, losing both times. That hasn't stopped his ambitions, though, even recently creating an alliance with politicians unhappy with their own parties. But who is Terry Guo, and why is he now aiming for the country's highest office? Born to Chinese parents who fled Taiwan after the Civil War there, Guo learned business by training as a shipping clerk. He founded Foxconn in the 1970s with a small loan from his mother. The company started out as a contract manufacturer of switches for TVs. It later began making products in China, which is where Guo built his business empire. It's his longtime dealings with China that have left many concerned he might not stick up for Taiwan. China claims Taiwan as its own, despite never ruling it, and threatens to take it by force if necessary.
His recipe is to enter into a peace accord with China. But how you would be able to enter into a peace pact with China without sacrificing Taiwan's sovereignty and the independence and the way of life.
But Guo says he has no intention of selling out Taiwan, and that he wants to prevent it from going to war.
如果我牺牲我个人的财产，他不要来打台湾，我愿意重新做我的模具工人。只要他不来打台湾，但是我不能听从他的指派。
The reaction to Guo's announcement from the other parties fielding candidates was mixed. While the ruling Democratic Progressive Party and the Third Force Taiwan People's Party were neutral or even positive, the main opposition KMT was less welcoming.
中国国民党表达高度的遗憾，不过我们也相信，郭台铭创办人一定会和其他我们所有泛蓝的朋友一样，最后。
In Taiwan, presidents are chosen by simple majority, meaning that in a race with more than 2 candidates, no one needs more than 50% of the vote to win. Guo's entrance makes this a 4-way race, with all hopefuls polling above or close to 10%. But many say the vote will likely be split among the non-DPP hopefuls, making it easier for current Vice President Lai Ching-te to come out on top.
DPP candidate Lai Ching-te is now the front runner. He got 40 to 43% support in most recent polls. Is that good enough for the 3-man race? Yes, but is that good enough for a 1-on-1? Maybe not. So I think his stance is loud and clear that he will continue to move to the center.
With the election just a few months away, Guo's candidacy could mean an even tougher battle for the future of Taiwan. While he has said he hopes to work with rivals to defeat the DPP, it will depend on whether they're willing to put aside differences and unite as a bloc. John Su and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
Taipei Mayor Jiang Wan-an is in Shanghai for the annual Twin City Forum, an event that brings the leadership of the two cities together. It's the first time the event has happened in person since the COVID-19 pandemic. It's also Jiang's first time attending the forum since becoming mayor last year. Before setting off, Jiang said dialogue between the cities will continue whether cross-strait ties are good or bad. A nationwide beach cleanup held by a local NGO has just come to an end. Over the past 2 months, the volunteers collected more than 8 tons of garbage across Taiwan. Yu Jinghuang has more.
Prayers to the sea deities. 水仙尊王 are believed to protect fishers, making them the ideal gods to pray to for some divine blessings for going to work by the sea. In this case, for beach cleanup, the final one in a series hosted by local NGO Rethink. Since starting in mid-July, the organization has led more than 2,700 volunteers to pick up beach litter in several locations across Taiwan, collecting more than 8 tons of garbage. It seems a lot, but that's only a small fraction of the estimated 955 metric tons of marine waste on Taiwan's beaches. But it's a start. Collaborating with local temples like this helps recruit more volunteers. Likewise, making the cleanup an island-wide event helps gain attention. Some participants join as many slots as they can, like this man, who only missed out on one location.
有徒步环岛，有重机环岛，也有骑摩托车环岛。我认为环岛净滩应该是比骑重机还要有意义，所以我觉得我就会尽力的来做这些净滩的活动，这样子。
Rethink's project manager said in recent years, they've seen a growing awareness of the problem of marine trash on Taiwan's beaches. But most notably, big businesses are starting to ask how they can help.
其实有蛮明显的感受，就是大家就是会开始更多找我们来协助举办，然后也举办让更多民众可以来参与的这样的活动。
The last beach cleanup being tackled by Rethink is at an estuary where a bunch of different garbage has piled up. The beach here is often covered in waste from the sea and household garbage that floated down the Gaoping River. Taiwan's west coast is dirtier than the east because it's where most of the country's population and industry is located. Garbage collected from eastern Taiwan's coastline only accounts for 5% of the country's total. The highest amount comes from the southwestern cities, where the fishing industry is largest, accounting for 26%. Meanwhile, Kaohsiung and Pingtung together make up 11%. Research shows that the largest source of Taiwan's marine litter, 70%, is from the fishing industry. Although there's no way for volunteers to deal with bigger debris, every little bit they collect adds up.
我们投入去净滩，其实就是实质上在减少海洋垃圾，因为当我们去这个岸上把这些海洋垃圾捡起来，其实就减少了这些垃圾再度跑到海里面的机会。
But any major changes still rely on government policies. Big items such as driftwood can't be moved by volunteers alone. And volunteer beach cleanups are only held on easily accessible beaches.
那因为我们发现说海废的分布它其实是很不平均的，就是可能有超过一半或是60%的海废是堆积在只有10%的海滩上。换句话说，其实只要清理这个10%的最脏的这个污染热点，其实我们台湾整个垃圾量就可以减少一半甚至60%以上。
Research indicates that marine waste on Taiwan's beaches has been reduced by almost 33% over the past year, thanks to government efforts to tackle the issue. But a long-term solution will need everyone to play their part, no matter how small that might be. Kamashi and Yu Jinhuang for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images of renovations inside the Old City in Jerusalem. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.